Pie is the bomb.
Oh, you've got 2 or 3 in that line. Well, why is the 10? Why is that 10? Why is there a line through the 10?
Well, if you get, I think if you get that shape, you like win. Maybe you win big.
Right here.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He has to go to church in the morning.
What'd they say?
I-18. You just, yeah.
Okay, so you did that one. It's not in that one.
Go down and go down. No. Okay. And
How many baby boomers does it take to scratch a lottery ticket?
Did you like my little succulents?
And we're a good 10 minutes into this.
Nice. And your card was very nice too. We're still take the scratch.
Were you guys sitting here? You were today, huh?
Okay.
The nice thing about this one is it keeps you entertained all year long. You get another one
Really?
next year.
M33.
Oh, that would be fun for them. I
Yep,
hadn't
right
asked.
here.
She wants to
Get that
I
dagger
wasn't
out.
sure yet because I want to.
Okay.
Okay. And
That would work.
oh, 73.
Why? No, because why?
Right here.
And look how Nog scratches it.
With her finger. She grows her nails just for this.
Those are called lottery nails.
Preacher Michelle.
She got a hold of cards.
Yeah, all of you guys,
Well, that's okay.
were going to fellowship while we were playing cards.
I said.
And I said, I don't think our family fellowships.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Alicia. Thanks for the yummy cake. Did you get your dish and
No, and I
stuff?
need it. I'll go grab it.
It's right. Yeah, it's right there. Nice.
Bye-bye now.
Oh, oops.
Bye-bye now.
I'm greeting my cake plate. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. It's all to me.
I should do an interview with you.
From tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Is 6 o'clock okay or 6:30?
No,
yeah.
don't. I don't want to.
Why does that always happen?
Handful of sixes. Huh? Well, at least you get 300 points. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye, right?
That's true. Number 2 pencils.
So you get.
That is not in my face, right?
Don't do that to a 65-year-old
That
woman
one's going
ever.
on YouTube.
This is what you do when you're out of toothpicks.
You know what you should use is Noggy's fingernail.
Except you might get a little bit of
Scratcher.
whatever that stuff is.
Oh, good. She got the 5 of diamonds, the one that Chris licked. That's good.
No, it was 5 of hearts. Oh,
But it was a different deck.
was it?
But I got the little dancing man.
Oh, the dancing man. All right.
Noggy's showing up.
And she can be. Oh, just us interacting, playing cards.
We want to put it on a
We're
America's
fellowshipping.
Funniest home video.
Fellowshipping.
Yeah, fellowship.
We're fellowshipping with a deck
We're
of
card
cards.
shipping.
Just wait until somebody makes a mistake.
You guys, I meant to
And
show you.
then,
Never mind.
What? Okay, close the camera.
Wait, turn it off. Turn it off. My first, Noggy's been teaching me.
oh yeah.
But I screwed up on this. My first, and I'm almost done. I was going to try to give it.
Turn it on, Mick.
And she has work. I have to show you later.
Interruption.
She
It's
has
part of the
work
game.
What?
from
This a monkey?
Grant. That's amazing when she was young. That's like a little bird. But this I messed up on.
That she did.
I'm
That
amazed.
you
What'd
did.
you write monkey on there?
her embroidery.
Monday.
Oh, Monday.
So weird.
The kids were like,
Say Monday.
What'd you write
days
monkey
of the
on?
week.
Is that needle
Oh, you're
point?
gonna do.
No,
You're gonna
it
make
was
7
a
of them?
pattern. And that pattern said
I
Monday.
love
Well,
it.
that doesn't make sense unless
And
you
then
make
this-
7 of them.
But it's kind of big.
Sherry, whose turn is it?
It's
Mine.
Iron it on
Monday, Monday.
Monday.
It's Alicia's turn.
Anyway,
Michelle, listen.
Oh, okay.
You iron the pattern on, and then.
Oh, is that what she's doing?
hey, no, though.
I can do
I
that.
used to do that all
No,
the
you
time.
iron the pattern on and then you sew.
Hey.
That's
That
cheating.
is
That's
beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of not. I mean, it's.
Is there an app for
The
that?
artwork was really good.
Very
but this I
good.
messed up on. Later, you have to show
Oh
me
well,
what to do.
that's okay.
I want to show you. It's my first one.
Misha, that is so.
Run, Okay, wait, Nog, I gotta have you show me some more stuff later.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's so
See you in 5 minutes.
But wait.
Hurry up and wait. That's the name of our game.
Oh, there's the monkey. Yeah.
I like that.
That's that belongs to the dog.
Oh, that was coconut.
The phony dog?
Coconut.
Hi, girl.
Where's mommy?
So this is what it's like.
Come on, this is what you
do.
We really get excited.
No, the part
really
you have
get
to
excited.
the part you have to hear is when Noggy doesn't get the card she wants, and then she says, "Oh shit."
No, that's on
He says
film
fellow
now.
shit.
Yeah, fellow shit.
Yeah. Fellowship.
Threw a card
Oh,
on the
I'll
floor.
remember
Yeah,
to.
now you does.
Did Mom just discard
I
that?
don't know.
Did you just discard
Yeah,
that?
she did that.
All right, okay.
Look at all these.
Gotta watch
And then
you
when
guys
we
like
take
a
too
rock.
long, John starts snoring.
And
So you
when
just
does
missed that.
Dad explain the rules?
Oh,
The whole
constant.
game. He never stops.
He has to keep an eye on all of us
Where's the little
because
snookum?
we screw up.
They
Right
forget
there.
what they're doing.
Yes,
In a few minutes, they'll think
There
they're
you are.
swimming in
Would
it.
anybody like to see my red book?
I'm looking at your red
We've
book.
seen red books before.
I'm looking at your
I
red
just
book.
wanted to make sure.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to
Just
see
wanted-
any book over here.
Just wanted to see if anybody
Any
wanted
book
to.
would
Oh, you've got a
You're
red
getting
and a
over-
black one.
You're
And she's
getting
in her
over in my
foot.
territory.
And you're
Okay. Thanks for the warning. Sure.
Backwards.
Backwards.
Okay, so now, Aunt Cheri,
Yes.
did you cruise?
Did I do what?
Did you poop?
Is she and fall backwards in it?
I'm smelling something. It smells like it's from you. I walked to the table. Somebody pooped.
I think it was John.
I didn't do it.
Anyways, we got to talk about American Graffiti because I'm going to put you guys in the little
Oh, okay.
documentary.
I thought we were talking about cards.
He's gonna have two versions. He's gonna have a PG and an X-rated version.
Well, I am a little younger than your mother, and me and my friends, we cruised McHenry. We didn't cruise 10th Street.
I thought he was
Like they
talking
did.
about Cass. He cruised. He said he cruised.
You cruised.
Is that what he said?
American Graffiti
Cruise.
Cruise. That's what it's
American
about.
Graffiti.
It's about American Graffiti. Yeah.
You know when you drive the car and
I know all about that cruising.
John is the one that.
John's the
John
one
was
that cruises.
originally. You were originally cruising with. When I watch American Graffiti, I think of you and Jim and all of them, and I was just a
Bad
little
John.
bit younger, but I hung out with all of you guys when you guys would be driving, and I would go with Jim,
Mike Schuler.
and it reminded me
Jones.
so much of that movie because of that gal, you know,
Gee.
that young girl
first
that was
three.
cruising with the guy in the hot rod, and
Handful of them
and
already.
it makes me think of me and Jim, you know, because
You used to cruise, didn't you?
well, McHenry, but I kind of tagged along with all of you guys. You guys were all 2 years older.
Well, it's not
So-
done much different.
I know, but
Well,
it
it was.
changed. That was right at that era where it
was.
changed. Huh?
Yeah, because Jim.
And what years was that when people stopped cruising downtown and started cruising McHenry?
That would have been early to mid 60s.
When the police decided to make it illegal on 10th. Used to go to down 10th and up 11th,
Yeah.
getting fights.
By the time I got my license in 66, 67.
That sounds old.
Yes, in 1967, we were just cruising McHenry. We didn't go downtown at all.
That sounds real old.
And
Does it?
Yeah. 66, think
and
about
Do
it.
I sound like a
Jeez.
baby boom boom?
Yeah, oh yeah, leave.
And I had to cruise during the day because I would steal her car, and I couldn't steal the car at night. I had to steal it before it got real dark, and so when I was driving around, nobody
Yeah,
was
but
there.
oh, I was going to say cruising during the day.
That's just driving.
Yeah.
I pretended I was cruising.
You guys notice there's hardly any wild cards out here?
Notice
I have
that.
them all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
You've got
I
a bunch.
have one.
Now, Noggy, you had mentioned that you cruised too, but that would have been like in the 40s. Was there cruising in the 40s?
God, on what horses? I mean,
40s or horses?
It was in the 50s,
Cruising.
Okay.
the late 50s, because
So you were out cruising when they were babies? You'd leave them at home?
I was born in 48.
She was born in 48, so if you were cruising in the 50s, you were...
That's
Did
right.
you guys do
And
that?
then they would
Grandma
go
was
to the
watching
El
the
Patio.
kids.
and then they would go to the El Patio and have a martini
Yeah.
and smoke
And so
smoke
Cheri and
crayons.
I would pretend we would make our own martini.
Yeah,
You know, we would.
we'd get
and
some
smoke
sort of
crayons
yeah, we'd smoke crayons and drink our martinis.
and wear her clothes.
Yeah, high
Oh,
heels.
that was adult.
You guys make me
was setting
sound
a good-
like I was a real
Lucy. No, but Mom,
I-
was there
I was
cruising
working
though
most of the time.
in the 40s? Was there cruising when you were? What year were
No,
you in high school?
they-
You were in high school. in
When you were
43.
dating
It
your...
was. It was in the 50s. Well, I
wasn't.
got a divorce.
It couldn't have been in the 50s. I was born in 1948. So when you were in high school, that was in
Yeah.
46.
Is that something you did in the backseat?
1946.
I don't know.
Did they have cars when you were young?
Was I ever
you
born or
cruise-
was I
Did
had?
you cruise on the horses?
Just
Now you take our mules out there and just walk along the sides of the roads.
God.
I think it started with
the 50s.
us.
Wait.
No,
Yeah,
Late
it
50s.
started.
in the 60s, don't you think? I don't remember. What
No,
do you
when my sister, she was
Okay,
older
your
than
sister.
me, they used to go out and tag along. And that was when I was a freshman in high school, and that was in 1960.
Okay.
So it's probably started a couple years before, like
Well, like the bebop music
58.
started late 50s,
I don't
right?
know anything about that.
Bebop music?
I'm too young for that.
bebop. baby.
Mom, Burgess Drive-In in Modesto.
Doo-wop.
Driving in
Burgess
Modesto.
It's not
Drive-In.
bebop, it's
Burgess
doo-wop.
Drive-In,
Yeah.
remember?
Okay.
Right.
That round drive-in.
Did you
Okay.
Do the bop.
I remember being in the car with
so you
you,
can play.
and you'd be there with your friends.
Well, that was
Was it
later.
like a hangout?
Yeah, that was a
That was a
hangout.
hangout.
But
Yeah. And see, we had Al's Drive-In.
well,
We did?
that's what we had.
No, it wasn't Al's. You were at Burgess. It was called Burgess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
You need to discard mom.
What about the Flying Saucer restaurant?
Flying Saucer?
Yeah, McHenry.
I remember that.
It's right there where the canal crosses.
What was
Is
it?
that the name
There
of
was
it?
Yeah.
there was something there, but I don't remember what it was.
I had to go shut the door there.
You missed the X-rated part because Noggy said, and then I got pregnant,
But you were married.
Yeah, but
and
I
that
was
squelched all of her cruising fun.
Not
stop.
from what it sounds like. It
Didn't
didn't.
stop our dad, but
Yeah.
stopped hers.
Are all you guys in your foot?
No, I'm not.
I'm not.
I have been, and then I just keep drawing crap.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mick, we're playing hand and foot. Ever
Yeah.
heard of it? Doesn't sound silly, does it?
Hand and foot. Everybody nowadays, that's our age.
Plays it.
I have. Is that a new game? I don't want to start talking about cards, but I've never heard of hand and foot. I mean,
No,
I thought you used to play pinochle and stuff.
Yeah. And this is a version kind of like Pinochle.
But it isn't.
Now, on the
Only it's not. It's more like canasta.
Yeah.
Now on the cruising thing though, was it was there one summer when it just started all of a sudden and it was just a cool thing to do, or Was there a movie that came out that made people want to cruise?
It used to be, now, when Cheri was dating, they would cruise.
Don't
up
be
and
telling
down.
my stories.
Well, you...
No, by the time I cruised, that's what I just told
John,
him.
did you throw the 3?
We did McHenry. We didn't do.
No, we're talking about
But that's
Street.
okay.
hand
That's
and
still
foot. We're
cruising.
talking about
Yeah,
cars.
Right.
No, we're talking about cars.
What does that have to do with cruising?
Whose turn
What?
is it?
Are you? No,
First
not,
time I
not if
played-
you're going to complain.
No, we're
And-
talking about.
No, I'm not complaining.
Don't treat
I
me
know.
like that.
So you guys over there are talking about
We're
that,
trying to
and
talk
I'm
about
talking
cruising.
about something else.
Yeah, cruising.
Maybe I should shut up.
Just because I know who's turn.
Okay. whose
Because
turn?
I have no idea.
This is my
whose
3.
turn it is.
Noggy has to draw 2.
And I wonder, because now it's all about classic cars. But back in the 60s, the cars weren't classic. They were just regular cars. Was it about cars?
They were classic to
That's when
us.
people
They were
loved
classic
cars
then, huh?
back
Yeah.
And
So you
they're
were-
classier now. Yeah.
People loved their cars back then.
Yeah.
don't love
They loved their cars, but that was how that was
Gas was
social
cheap,
media.
too, though. What was the price of gas?
That was the only way
Right.
you met
Right.
people.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
there
like,
was no Facebook.
yeah, there was no
Well, here's the
anything
question,
else.
though,
There
for
was
Noggy.
no cell phone.
Noggy, what was the price of gas back then?
Oh gosh, I bought gas for my Volkswagen for 19 cents a
Oh
gallon
my God.
Yeah.
From a station.
from a station.
Unbelievable.
19
That
cents
is
a
old.
gallon.
How
And they
how-
clean your
how-
windows, too,
How
didn't
far back?
Yeah, and they
Oh
cleaned
yeah,
my
and they
windows.
serviced your car. They called
And they pumped
service.
gas.
They called
Yeah.
service stations at that time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. There were
Come out and
service
check your
stations.
oil.
Yeah, they were service stations.
And I had a Volkswagen, and I could drive all week on $1. $1 gas.
I can do that now with my Volkswagen.
It was
Mine just
crazy.
sit in the driveway for a week.
No, that's not a red book, Mom.
I used
It's
to
a
think
black
when
book.
they came out to check your oil that they had their own stick with them.
Well, I know,
and they
but we'll
took it out of
find you
their
one.
pocket and put it in. And so one time the guy comes up to my car. I actually had Grandma's car, and he said, "You don't have an oil stick. It's gone." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "It's not there." And I said, "Well, I thought you guys
She's
did
been
that.
doing
I
that
thought
ever
you guys
since.
had your own."
Really?
You pulled it out of your pocket. And he's like, "No."
So I just threw mine away.
I knew nothing about cars.
But you do now.
Oh, no, not much.
I remember once when she drove her car on 3 wheels, didn't know the 4th wheel was missing.
You've heard that story, right?
Well, I don't know if the viewers have. Is that worth one? Because otherwise that's just going to be hanging.
Oh, that's right.
She might want to explain it.
If the lug nuts come off the wheel will kind of bounce around in the wheel well. And she thought, well, something's wrong with this. Well, what the hell to hell? Drove all the way home on 3 wheels.
And people
And
were
then-
staring, and she couldn't figure out why.
And I couldn't figure out why, and all of a sudden the car stopped rocking and rolling, so I get home, and so these friends are there, and the guy whose car it was, big Marines, and they come running back in the house. They said, "Where's the wheel to the car?" And I'm like, what wheel? And then I said, well, it was rocking and rolling, but it stopped about a block away, so they all took off, and they found the wheel a block away. And I did drive it on 3 wheels.
It stayed
everybody-
perfectly balanced.
It did.
I think that was the guy's name was Magdalena.
Yeah.
It was his car. Loaned it to us.
One question I've always had is Modesto really takes a lot of credit for American Graffiti and for cruising,
Yeah.
but was it going on everywhere, or was it really just kind of a Modesto thing?
It was
I think it was just a Modesto thing, but could it have been?
because people used to come from
I think it was going on
different-
everywhere.
Do you? It
No.
was just that
Do you know why I
American
think it
Graffiti
was?
made us famous.
Do you
for
know
it.
why I think it was going on
Yeah, like
everywhere?
before the
because
movie.
I was living in Alaska when that movie came out, and I remember telling people that was about my hometown, and everybody was arguing, saying, no, it's about my hometown.
Oh,
And so I think it was
We had a
going
Lions
on.
drive-in in Santa Maria.
yeah, 'cause you were in Santa
'cause
Maria.
I wasn't even raised around here, and we were cruising in the 60s in Santa Maria.
oh
Yeah, I
okay.
think it was
We would pull
And
into
I-
Lions Drive-In, and they would come out on roller skates and
In
do
fact,
your
that's
car.
probably why it was such a popular movie.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you know,
Because
America
everybody can
related.
relate.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody
Otherwise,
that
we
has
would
a
look
car.
like
And when we
idiots.
would go to Santa Cruz, there was always, you know, all the guys driving around, you know, like with the Woodies and the
Oh, yeah.
all of that. And,
Now, guess what? Now the Woodies are $100,000 a piece now, you know.
Yeah.
And most guys can't drive them around anymore like they used to.
Now check this out, okay? Now, when I was growing up, we had like Britney Spears and some, you know, NSYNC, and these were kind of like bands, like it was like girl music, and then there was like guy music. But I noticed like with oldies music, and this is for the guys listen to it all. Like you're listening to like, you know, like the Supremes and stuff. Back in the day, was there?
Like, did they like the Beach Boys better than?
Yeah, I mean, were the like
Or
these?
Beach
No,
Boys
the
came
Beach
out in
Boys
the
were
60s.
in my,
They came out in the 60s.
yeah, when I was in
Beatles came out
junior
in
high.
64.
And I don't think in you guys' time and in mine, the girls didn't have that much say
No,
so on.
it was a doo-wop
what-
group. You guys were listening to the Platters, Ink Spots, and all those kinds
Yeah,
of things.
but we listened to whoever you guys wanted to listen to when you were driving.
And the cool thing was you were real cool if you had a TV or if you had a radio.
This is my
Oh, in your house?
Yeah, because a lot of people at that time didn't have radios or didn't.
I think when the TV
I think that
came
was
out,
Santa Maria.
Dick Clark and all the dancing.
Oh yeah, that's
That's when the
right.
music started
Oh, that's
flowing.
right.
Dick Clark had
Clark.
a big part
Yeah,
in it.
that's
Yes. I think you're right, John. I
Yeah.
think you're onto something.
Yeah, because it seems like there was a lot more connectivity between people around the nation because you'd only have 3 or 4 channels. And so you'd all be
Wow.
watching kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And then each town seemed like it only had a couple radio stations at the most. So you'd all be listening to the same music.
So everybody's watching the same thing. That's right.
Yeah, we were watching the same thing. We were
the
listening to
same
the
time.
same thing.
Yeah, because
That's
nobody
why-
had DVRs.
There
either.
was the older, you know, the older music, you know,
That's
and
why
then our
one
music,
singer
and that
would
was
become so
it.
popular.
You know,
Because
And you were smoking.
everybody listening to the same people.
Lucky Strike.
Well, there still was two groups though, because I remember me and Joanne. I remember her and I really liking
going on?
Bob Dylan.
Well,
and
it
there was
started to
another
do
group,
that.
Another group,
it started to morph,
right?
though, you know, and then all of a sudden, when I got like near high school, and then all of a sudden there started really being the drug scene, and then there started being the groups that, you know, sang about drugs, and they were all loaded when they do it and everything else, and then there started being, you know, and then there.
So there was like the malt shop group, and then the like, well, we called them beatniks back then, and I remember there was always that
535.
pull, you know, to want to go over to that kind of music, that folk music. And I had a definite draw
Hey,
toward that.
800
But then there was also the
Yeah.
Supremes and stuff.
Yeah, because in my
Any books,
when
Michelle?
I was a teenager, people worked.
600.
There wasn't
Yeah, I had
anything to do as
15.
far as running around.
points.
Oh yeah, we had free time
Right.
as teenagers.
And a
Our
little bit
parents
more
worked,
disposable.
too. Well,
Yeah.
and our
A
parents
little bit.
worked. I mean, most of my friends, mom and dad, both were gone,
Yeah.
so there was a lot of free time.
Okay, so I have two black cards. 20, 30.
And then I guess just to wrap it up, and I guess John had to go to the restroom or something, but just what do you think of it now?
Of what?
Of what American Graffiti is now with the car shows and stuff? And do you think that is it something that's just gone forever, or is it like something that you think the kids can have again, or what do you think about cruising as it stands today? Any opinions?
It'll never, I don't feel it'll ever be, it can never be what our era was. Our era was unique and special, and there's so much police and not political, but local government input now into being able to do anything like that, because of, violence and
gang activity. We didn't have gangs. Or at least if we did, I sure didn't know about
I mean, like the Pharaohs,
we had clubs. We had clubs. And they got a little rowdy. In fact, we've got that article about the guys, they were trying to tip the police car over and all that. I mean, funny stuff, pranks. But again, it was like American Graffiti, those kind of pranks.
Yeah.
But
440?
It's different now. People are getting gunned down now.
440,
Yeah,
I don't want my kids out there. My
it's too scary.
grandkids. I don't want them out there late at night, driving around.
it's a whole different world from 1940 to now. It's
well, it's a whole different world from 1965 to now.
Right. And Mom, with your age, you've seen the whole event, because things were pretty innocent when you were.
Well, I can remember me and my girlfriends in 8th grade and 9th grade, we'd have a slumber party, and we'd all be in our baby doll pajamas,
running
around on the streets
in the neighborhood,
with no fear. I mean, you didn't hear of people, getting grabbed and everything else, And can you even imagine now? Oh my gosh! No,
would not
just be
dare.
crazy.
And in my time, like I say, the kids worked. The parents worked and the kids worked right alongside them.
Right. And in our era, you guys worked there and we were over here.
Yeah.
It was like a different kind of family.
Right. So, from the time I was born in Depression, and I've gone through all of this, and now we're in another one. And I'll probably die in one.
That's real positive.
It can only get better.
Happy birthday,
It
Noggy.
can't get worse.
Get better.
I remember when Cheri was working in the theater, her and
You
Jane,
did?
and getting us in free.
Really?
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, remember they had something back then too, and it used to call it drive-ins. Where you used to go.
Oh, we used to sneak in.
Yeah.
Driving, everybody would get in a
people
trunk.
would get in the trunk because you had to pay by the head.
Yes.
Except at the one drive-in, it was like a carload, $5 a carload or something.
That.
But the
Now
drive-in.
they're starting the drive-in again down in Ceres.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just in the paper like a week ago, I think. The drive-in that's already there, but they have like flea markets
Can you
there or
imagine
something.
what-
Went from drive-ins to drive-throughs.
I can't imagine the amount of marijuana and alcohol that's going to be at this thing.
It's like
Exactly.
a series in series, a drive-in.
You can smell a drive-in a mile away.
Then from the train set, they'd have up by the screen.
And you
Before the
run
movie
up there
starts.
And I would always fall and skin my knees because it had all the whoop-de-doos.
And they had cartoons between movies.
I need 4 cards.
Pretty cool going to the
Getting
snack
closer.
bar.
Oh yeah, the snack bar. Ooh, we
And then
didn't
you had the
get to do it
little
very
metal
often.
thing and you had it hanging in your window and you'd roll your window up.
Yeah.
Squawk.
When we were real little, Grandma would take us
Just do
we'd go
normal.
every Saturday night, and she'd always invite Betty Madnick and her neighbor, and she had big fat arms, and we had sat in the back seat. And she
That's
put her
on
big
film.
fat arm on the thing, and I couldn't see.
Okay.
Get you down. There you go, well,
Oh, that was fun times though.
Yeah. Grandma would
And
pack a
they'll
whole
never be
box of
again.
Lots
food.
of food. Lots of food.
Yeah, it's like somewhere in, I want to say 2001, 2002, people just seem to get pissed off. Maybe even the 90s, you know? It's like now everybody's always angry or just, I don't know.
it's when the Republicans took over.
Don't even
90s,
go
that's
there.
Clinton.
No, that's when
That's right. 92 is when he became
I
president.
checked out when they killed Kennedy.
I checked out.
They killed Kennedy.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
God, I remember that day so well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in 7th grade. Your turn, Mom. And they came over the loudspeaker
Yeah.
at the junior high. I was going to Roosevelt. And the funny part was they came on the loudspeaker and they said, our president has just been shot. Well, me and my girlfriends, we all thought it was the class president.
Oh,
Who was this really cute guy in 8th grade? It's like, somebody shot Will Amador?
could
And
have
then
been.
and then one of the guys looked at us and he's all, the president, you know, of the United States, you know, Kennedy.
The man.
What?
Yeah, I was at work and I was on my lunch hour.
She had
I was in the English class.
They let
Davis
school
High
out,
School.
didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
I think I walked over here.
Yeah, you probably did. You
Yeah.
walked over here a lot. And I don't know how you walked that far all the time.
Don't know anything.
coming.
Because you were,
It was your tuna sandwiches. Oh, so good.
Especially on Fridays. Because Noggy
Yes.
would get paid on Fridays. And then we'd go grocery shopping and get all kinds of Pepsi. Well, there was always Pepsi
And I remember-
potato chips and
I remember when I used to eat meat. It was the
pepper loaf.
pepper loaf. We'd make those sandwiches.
Pepper loaf
I don't
sandwiches.
even see that stuff anymore.
Yeah,
Do
no.
they have it?
Only if you go to, the last time I remember seeing it is when you would go to, the meat counters,
Like
where they
O'Brien's,
slice
probably.
it. But they don't even slice. Well, yeah, they do. They slice deli meats, but it's all the other type now.
Oh,
I've got
it's
a
good.
straight here.
A straight is not a good thing.
But it's funny how people talk about the good old days, but yet, every era has the good old days,
Yeah.
of their era.
Now you gotta wonder how much of it is the fact that it's a memory now,
Now it's a memory.
and it was it all that good?
I
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was good.
I
pretty
feel
crappy.
guilty that I think the next generation, or my daughter, her life is not going to be as fun because everything's going to be more crowded and less advantages.
It's all relevant to our,
I mean, I sure
our
as heck
current
wouldn't want to
life,
live in the
you know?
1800s.
Yeah.
I mean, I like reading about it and reading about the 1500s, but I wouldn't want to live then. I kind of like when I lived. I kind of like now. I like my life.
well,
We're so glad.
I don't know that I would want to go back. I didn't really like high school.
Anything different?
I really think that
That's Alicia.
Alicia,
That's
she
Alicia.
forgot
You want to get the phone?
answer my old-fashioned phone.
Yeah, what the hell is that thing plugged in?
Wow, yeah, still plugs, still works. She's gonna get a phone.
Got a
booth.
cord and everything.
It's got cord and everything.
You got it.
Oh, thanks.
What was
Where's
that?
the where do you type in the name?
Hold on just a minute.
You gotta still remember people's numbers with this one.
This is Joe's bracelet.
Who is it?
That's okay, it's only worth $1,000.
It's
Used to be-
Alicia
used to be worth
calling for
$1,000.
Aaron
Well,
to communicate. And we drove cars and met on the roads, and now kids tweet and FaceTime.
yeah.
Tweet and
Facebook,
twit.
Book of
and-
Faces.
But we all think the world's going to end now, soon.
I
But we
know.
never thought that back then. I mean, we have,
Oh, we
Oh,
certainly did.
Oh, in 6th grade when we had the
We had bomb
nuclear.
shelters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
Oh, and we lived with
bomb
her.
Oh yeah, you forget. I talked about that today. The
This could have
black
been a
gene
bomb
that
shelter
I got.
back
I
here.
said in the thing that we were talking. I said I got the black gene. My sister didn't get it. I worry.
Oh my
And
gosh,
mother and
we'd have
grandmother
to.
that
We
worried.
always had to have these plans and go hang out in these areas and have water stocked up and
Drop, tuck,
all
and
this
roll.
kind of stuff.
Drop, tuck, and roll. That's what they taught you in school.
And then when we moved
tuck, and
here,
Drop,
For
tuck,
what?
and roll.
That's for a fire.
That's your bomb shelter. You get under your desk. Drop.
roll. Roll around under your desk.
Yeah. All right.
when we moved here in 6th grade, though, they were having
Sixth
what
grade.
were they called? When bomb.
Drills.
Fallout drills.
Yeah, it was some type of
Bongs.
thing where
Bongs.
we had to have a plan of how we were gonna
Evacuate.
get home and where we would all meet,
Meet.
and everybody had to have their
We were-
plan.
I
And we
remember.
literally would have to go home from school. Well, I was finishing 6th grade over at the school on the other side of town where we had moved from, and it just happened one of the teachers lived in this neighborhood. So my bomb plan was I had to get in the car with him. Some strange man drive across town.
Stupid? Can
Yeah.
you imagine nowadays?
crazy.
Gosh, darn.
It's like, okay, when the nuclear bomb goes off.
I mean, how we all
Kiss
thought we were
your
going to
butt
see
Yeah,
this
this-
goodbye.
thing.
Kiss
Yeah,
your butt
yeah.
goodbye. That's all you
But
gotta
back
do.
then it was like, yeah, go
Yeah.
hide in your hallway and drink bottled water, and you're going to be fine. It's like, yeah, right.
Oh, man.
Well, that was because the war started.
Started.
In the 60s, you mean?
it's because everybody was worried about those missiles.
Yeah, when I started to
Missiles,
work
yeah.
when I
Yeah.
started to work at the chem plant. the
What was his
reason-
name? Khrushchev?
Khrushchev.
Yeah, banging
Nikita.
on the
Nikita.
Nikita.
Khrushchev. Nikita.
Nikita
table with the
Khrushchev.
shoe.
Well, the reason that I got hired was at 13 was because the guys all went to war.
Oh, yeah, that was the other
That was the big one.
That was
big
WW2.
war.
World War II. Huh?
Yep,
Did you,
and that was in
did you get a job
43.
making
Now-
bullets?
In World War II,
River
was
Bank
the
bullet plant out there.
was
They made,
Modesto
hand
and
grenades.
was
River
Modesto kind of in World War II? Was Modesto in that rationing phase? Was it like the rest of the nation, like the stories we hear about?
Yeah,
And was there anybody? Was it any of the factories in town making military supplies? Like were they converted
Well-
into making bullets or anything like that?
in Riverbank.
They made
That was
hand
for
grenades.
Vietnam, though.
Yeah, that was
the
the
Vietnam
yeah.
War. Norris Industries out there by
Is
Rainbow
everybody
Fields.
turning in their metal so they can make tanks?
What?
Well, I heard that.
we did.
In 1943, they
Bring your
made pennies
children.
out of lead. They didn't make them out of copper anymore.